The thoughts and opinions expressed in this video are entirely my own and are not representative of Sega, any of its studios or brands. I do not work directly on Sonic the Hedgehog, nor am I privy to any advanced information. I am just one of the biggest fans in the world, living out my dream of working at my favourite publisher. With that being said, let's get on with the video. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and this is our second Avatar The Last Airbender video. Now I just want to say, thank you so much to the response to the reaction video to the Netflix trailer. I'm really excited for this show, and I've gained a lot of new subscribers through that video, and it's got over 1,000 views, which is quite a big deal for my channel, so thank you very much. I really do appreciate it, and welcome to the Hatchling Empire. Now, I've had some responses to that video, and I just wanted to go through them because in this I've had new information presented to me that I wanted to share with you guys by some of my commenters, and I also wanted to pick up on some of the things you guys have been saying to me. Now, our first comment is from Marjorie King, who says, "I'm excited too. The first season is water. Toph doesn't show up until season 2. There are 8-hour-long episodes, not the 10 episodes that IMDb says. Here are the episode titles. The Last Airbender." Now I assume this is going to be the Boy in the Iceberg episode, where Aang is freed from the iceberg, the Fire Nation show up at the Southern Water Tribe. Pretty self-explanatory. Warriors. I think this is going to be the Kyoshi Warriors episode, which is an episode I'm really looking forward to. The costumes look amazing for this, and I love Suki. I'm a big Suki fan, so really hyped for that episode. Omashu. Omashu. Pretty self-explanatory. We're going to be visiting the Earth Kingdom of Omashu, King Bumi, that kind of thing. At least I hope King Bumi's in it. And yeah, an amazing setting in the Avatar universe. Really excited for this episode. Spirited Away. Now, I believe this will be to do with Heibai, or maybe the Avatar cycle, seeing the spirits of previous avatars, Roku, things like that. Really excited to see how this plays out. I think it's going to be really cool. I love the whole spirit world side of things in the Avatar universe. So yeah, really looking forward to this one. Into the Dark. Now, I'm not too sure what this episode is going to contain. I haven't watched the first season in like 6 months. I think it was about 6 months ago that I binged the whole thing again. Really looking forward to it, nonetheless. Yeah, I don't really know much about what from the title of this, what that's going to entail, but it's called Into the Dark, so yeah. Masks. Now, I think this is going to be to do with the Blue Spirit and how Zuko saves Aang from the clutches of Admiral Zhao. Looking forward to that one. The North, I think, is going to be when they arrive at the Northern Water Tribe, meet Master Paku, and things like that. So, yeah, again, pretty self-explanatory, but the North. Going to be a great episode, I'm sure. And the finale looks to be called Legends. Now, I assume this is going to be where Aang does the big koi fish thing and, wipes out the Fire Nation from their attack on the Northern Water Tribe. I do find it interesting that, I know we don't talk about the Cursed movie, I know, but we're going to slightly. M. Night Shyamalan actually said that he didn't use the koi fish aspect because that was something that the creators borrowed from another franchise. I can't remember exactly what it was. So I'm interested to see, will we get Aang turning into the giant koi fish? Or will it be something else? Will it be the wave that doesn't actually attack any Fire Nation soldiers? Because as much as I get that Aang is a pacifist and he doesn't necessarily like to engage in violence, I like that he goes all out in the Avatar state and murks the Fire Nation. Because it's something that's brought up later that, Aang has to be willing to take a life. And he doesn't want to do that. And I know that the resolution of that is that he doesn't take a life and he finds another way. But if he's being, possessed, we'll say, I know that's not quite the right term, but possessed by the spirits of past avatars, a lot of them know they have to kill. Look at Kyoshi. Kyoshi murdered people, I'm pretty sure. I've got to read the book. I've got the books on the bookshelf over there ready to read. I just haven't got around to it yet, but I've heard from other people and YouTube channels and things like that Kyoshi was a murderer. And, there was the whole Jin the Conqueror thing. It wasn't really her fault, but she could have prevented it, and she didn't. So, I kind of want Aang to go all out and kill a lot of people. God, that sounds messed up in a YouTube video, doesn't it? Marjorie goes on to say, maybe Aang goes to Roku's island in Spirited Away. I think that's a really good theory, yeah. I think that'd be really cool, and then you could combine that with the Heibai stuff. I'm pretty sure Heibai's in it, because I'm pretty sure we see the shot of the destroyed forest where Aang's looking out you know, almost in desperation as Sokka's been kidnapped. So I think the two may factor in together, but really good suggestion there, my friend. And it says Aang gets rescued by Zuko, wearing the blue spirit mask in Masks. Completely agree with you. I think that's absolutely what that's going to be, and I think that title is a play on the masks that we wear. Not necessarily physical ones, but Zuko's mask as the disgraced Fire Nation prince who must regain his honor. It's not necessarily what he needs to chase in life, as we know from the animated show. So, yeah, I think that's the double meaning there, and really looking forward to that episode. It's one of my favourite episodes in the original show, where Zuko goes and saves Aang. So, yeah, really excited for that. Marjorie finishes by saying we'll have to wait and see. We will, my friend. And I hope you'll be with me when I review it when it comes out. So thank you so much for your comment. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Taylor Brown writes, I appreciate you mentioning the smile at the end while he's playing with Momo. The happiness on his face melted away so many of my fears. Same here, buddy. Same here. I'm glad that you like that I mentioned that. So yeah, awesome stuff. Damo writes, I just found your channel and this video is so wholesome. I'm as excited as you are. Thank you so much. I do try and produce the wholesome content. If you like Avatar, if you like Sonic the Hedgehog, please consider hitting subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. Pizzaroni writes, I actually don't see Momo as cute in the cartoon. There are some scenes that are exceptional, but in the trailer, he looks really cute to me. He's like a cat. He is so clingy to Aang and I love it. Yeah, I agree. I always see him as like a little menace in the show, and nice to see a kind of cuter side to him here. Really hoping they release a plushie. I think Netflix would be silly not to at this point, because they know we're going to buy it. So release the plushie. That's what I say. Thank you for your comment. I really appreciate that one. Nick the3 writes, I think that shot with Iroh and Zuko is where Iroh gets captured by the Earthbenders and Zuko rescued him. I actually think that's pretty spot on. Yeah. Very similar to it does look very similar to kind of the stuff when they're trying to get away from Azula in the first episode or second episode of season 2. But yeah, I think you're right there. I do think that Azula being brought in earlier is just to flesh out her character a bit more, because we only get 2 seasons of Azula, and that's probably one of my only complaints about the original show. You know, besides that shot at the end of the first season. I love Azula. She is my absolute number one. Her and Zuko are my favourite character. Her, Zuko, and Iroh. You could tell that if we lived in the Avatar world, I would be born into the Fire Nation. Iroh, Zuko, Azula are my favourite characters, and I always love to see more Azula time. Really excited to see how they play her in live action. The only thing I will say about the Cursed film is when we saw Azula in that post-credit scene, I got a feeling of the craziness that Azula has in the show from that very small interaction in that scene. So I really liked where that was going, even though I did not like the film, and none of us did. But yeah, I really look forward to seeing how they're going to play Azula in live action. She is one of my favourite characters, and I just can't wait. I really hope they keep the blue fire. If they don't keep the blue fire, we riot. So that's really all I had to share with you guys. This isn't a particularly in-depth video, but we have the titles of the episodes, which I think is really cool. We have an idea now of where this season is going to take us. 8 episodes. We know the titles, so we can kind of attribute that somewhat to the show, and I'm really, really hyped. This really couldn't come fast enough for me. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. It's honestly been so lovely interacting with fellow Avatar fans on this video, and the response to it has been so great. So sincerely, thank you from the bottom of my heart. It really does mean a lot to a small YouTuber like me to have this kind of interaction on these kind of things. And Netflix released their copyright claim on it. So, go me. Big win for a small channel, right? And because I am a smaller YouTuber, I do ask if you could subscribe to the channel. I am 7 subscribers away from 2K. That's mad. I've always dreamed of hitting 2,000 subscribers and then beyond that. So if you could consider hitting subscribe for me, is the best way to stay up to date on all of my content, whether that be Avatar, Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog. Don't know why I mentioned Shadow there, probably because of you know, this. I got some new drip from work, and I'm absolutely loving it. So yeah, please consider hitting subscribe, and if you could slap a like on there, or dislike it if you dislike it. I don't mind, but it really helps other people see it. And for a small YouTuber like me, that really is the difference in these kind of things. So please consider dropping a like or a dislike. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate your time. Take care. Bye for now.
I'm here, reaching far across these new frontiers with my